and welcome to Coaster Kurt's Commentary. Today we're going to go over all of my plans for 2026. 2026 is here. We made it. We got through 2025. It's January now. We're here. We're in 2026. January, February, March maybe are kind of the slow seasons for roller coasters. A lot of parks are closed down for the season for annual maintenance. Some of my local parks are only open on like Saturdays and Sundays with like limited hours. During the off season, I'll be working on my coaster ratings video series. I rode 103 different roller coasters in 2025, and I'm gonna have a ratings video come out for each roller coaster. So keep an eye out for that. I do suggest watching my ratings explanation video before you start that series. I'll link that down below. That video kind of just explains how and why I rate roller coasters and why I do it the way that I do. So for 2026, I'm in like the second phase of planning for all of my roller coaster trips. So far, I have a pretty good idea of where I want to go and generally when I want to go. And right now, I'm just working on all the details and logistics for like all that travel planning. And I have a lot of tools that I use to do that. First of all, I've got a giant wall calendar. I think it's just out of frame, but I'll show you what it looks like. It's an enormous wall calendar. I love having it laid out right in front of me like that, and it has every single day of the year. I can map out and kind of block off sections of time and different days for different trips, and it's a really good tool that I like to use. At the top, it has all of my goals and then things to do, and has little notes out beside each month. I also use my Google Calendar in my phone and tablet and laptop, obviously. Google Calendar is great. I have a discount den membership with Frontier Airlines. It's a great tool to get like super cheap flights. Most of the time you have to book those pretty close to your trip to get the best deals, but with Frontier's discount den, I'm getting some really good cheap flights. I also use Google Flights. It's a great tool to use to map out like what the cheapest flights are flying across the country. You can track different flight prices and get notifications when a price drops or increases. Usually when I'm using Google Flights, I'm like on my laptop with my second screen and I have multiple tabs open and I'm trying to figure out the best combination of buying one-way flights versus multi-city flights versus round trips, and just trying to find that best deal. And Google Flights is a great tool to use for that. For car rentals, I use Turo. Turo is usually way cheaper than using something like Avis or Enterprise. I have used other car rental agencies in the past. You know, they're not terrible, but I just prefer Turo. It's easier, I think. For hotel bookings, I do use Google Maps hotel feature to kind of map out where these hotels are. And then also I use super.com. With super.com, the plus membership, you get like 10% cash back on all your hotel bookings. And they usually have pretty much the best price on the market for different hotels. Another tool I use is going to be my Six Flags Prestige Pass. With a Prestige Pass and the All Parks Passport, I have access to over 40 parks across the country, Canada and Mexico, and now I guess Saudi Arabia as well. With that Prestige Pass, I get a ton of different discounts on like food and merchandise. I get preferred parking, so all my parking is included at all of those 40 parks that I go to. I also have a SeaWorld Platinum Pass. The SeaWorld Platinum Pass gets you into, I think, 11 different parks across the country, including some of the Busch Gardens parks and like Sesame Place in Philadelphia. With that Platinum Pass, you also get a ton of other discounts on food and merch, and then some animal experiences as well. Those are my two different park passes that I have, and then some of the tools I use to help book travel. So for 2026, I've got some really big goals. For 2026, my goal is to ride 150 new roller coasters. In 2025, I gained 103 roller coaster credits. So for 2026, I want to do it bigger and better. I'm going to try and shoot for 150 new credits in 2026. If you want to know about the 103 roller coasters that I rode in 2025, be sure to check out my detailed road to 100 credits in 2025 video. Click that link right there in the corner. Also in 2026, I want to try to visit 5 new US states. I think last year I added on 3 or 4 new US states. So, you know, raise that bar, go to a couple more new states. Kind of general thing, I kind of want to visit all 50 states before I turn 50. I'm 34 now, so I got plenty of time to do it, but while I'm traveling riding roller coasters, might as well tack on some states. Also in 2026, I'm going to try to go to 5 new MLB stadiums. So last year I went to an Angels game and added that stadium to my list, and for Christmas, my mom and dad got me this great poster over here. It is a scratch off poster with all the different MLB parks on it. So as I go to a new ballpark, I can scratch it off on my poster. So next year, I'm gonna try to visit 5 new MLB parks. Also for 2026, one of my goals is to visit a park on 40 different days throughout the year. In 2025, I did 34 park days, and you know, just gonna step it up a little bit and try and do 40. So here's the announcement for all of my major trips that I have planned in 2026. These aren't in any particular order. I'm gonna share some of the general aspects of my trips, but not really specific dates or anything, because you know, the internet's a weird place. But here we go. So up first, I have what I'm calling my Lake Michigan trip. So I'm gonna fly into Chicago and go to a Cubs game at Wrigley Field. Mark that off of the poster. After a day or two in Chicago, I'm gonna go up north just a little bit and go to Gurnee and visit Six Flags Great America, and then make my way up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and go to a Milwaukee Brewers game. Then I'm gonna take the ferry from Milwaukee across Lake Michigan to Muskegon, Michigan, and visit Michigan's Adventure. After my day at Michigan's Adventure, I'll take the ferry back across the lake, and then I'll fly home from either Milwaukee or Chicago. On this trip, I should gain 23 new coaster credits, 3 new US states, that's Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin. I should be able to visit 2 new MLB parks, and I should get a solid 2 days at a theme park. Hold on just one second. Before I talk about my next trip, go ahead and hit that like button for me. I really appreciate it, and it helps my channel out a whole lot. Thank you so much. Up next, we've got a Florida trip. So I'm gonna fly into Orlando. I've got a buddy that lives there. I'll be staying a couple of days with him and going to some of the Universal parks and SeaWorld Orlando. And then we're gonna dip over to Tampa Bay and go to Busch Gardens, Tampa. And the day I'm planning on going into Tampa, the Tampa Bay Rays will be playing a baseball game. And then I'll drive back to Orlando and fly home from Orlando. So on that trip, I should be able to get 26 new roller coaster credits, 1 new MLB park, and 3 park days. Up next, we've got San Francisco. I'm gonna fly into SFO and catch a Giants game. Then I'm gonna scoot on down to San Jose and go to California's Great America. And then while I'm down there, just kind of take a little jog over to Santa Cruz and go to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. They have one of the most historic roller coasters in the world over there. And then I'm gonna scoot back up into San Francisco and maybe do some whale watching. We're gonna try. We're gonna see what happens. Then go on up to Vallejo and go to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. On this trip, I should gain 21 new coaster credits, 1 new MLB park, and 3 park days. Up next, we've got a trip to Virginia. I'm gonna be flying into Richmond, visit Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and then visit King's Dominion. Then I think I'm gonna scoot on up to Washington, D.C. and maybe visit the monuments. I've never been to D.C. It'd be pretty cool. I've always kind of wanted to go. And then also, while I'm there, the Washington Nationals will be playing a home game, so I get to visit that park. On this trip, I should gain 23 new coaster credits, 2 park days, 1 new MLB park, and if you count it, DC could be a new US state, and I might even slip right on over into Maryland and knock Maryland off the list. If you're liking this video so far, please hit that like button. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Now for my biggest trip yet, and the biggest trip I have planned for 2026 is going to be in New England and Canada. This is a huge trip. It's going to be about 8 to 9 days long, maybe possibly longer. It's big. It's a huge trip. So I'll be flying into Hartford, Connecticut, and then going to Six Flags New England, then slipping up just north of Albany to go to Queensbury, New York, and visit Six Flags Great Escape. Then I'm gonna go up to Montreal in Quebec, Canada, to visit La Ronde. Then from La Ronde in Montreal, I'm gonna visit Toronto and go to Canada's Wonderland. Also, while I'm in Toronto, the Texas Rangers are going to be playing the Blue Jays in Toronto. So, Texas Rangers are my favorite baseball team. Big rivalry game there. So I get to watch the Texas Rangers play the Blue Jays in Toronto. It's going to be fun. Then from Toronto, slip down through Niagara Falls and hopefully go ride the Burger King Franken coaster. If you know anything about that, it's a unique roller coaster, and it's definitely on my list for that trip. Then slip on over to Buffalo, and just east of Buffalo is Six Flags Darien Lake. Then I should be flying home from Buffalo. This will be a huge trip, one of my biggest trips yet, spanning like 8 or 9 days. It's going to be massive. I should get 52 new roller coaster credits, 3 or 4 new US states, 1 new country, I've never been to Canada before, and 2 provinces within Canada, 1 new MLB park, and I think about 5 new park days, and probably run about 800 miles in ground transportation. I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna rent a car for the whole thing or ride Amtrak for the whole thing, or kind of a combination of both. From Hartford to Albany to Montreal, over to Toronto, Buffalo, Niagara Falls, like all of that, it's a big trip. So those are the 5 major trips that I have planned for 2026, and I'm gonna be rating roller coasters. I'm gonna be doing park review videos. I might even do some live streams from the parks. I really can't wait to ride all the roller coasters at Canada's Wonderland. There's got some great roller coasters over there. In between all of those major trips, and before and after some of those major trips, I'll be going to Six Flags Fiesta Texas multiple times throughout the year. I think I'm gonna try to get at least 20 park days at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. It's only about an hour and 20 minutes away from my house, so on an off day, on a Thursday or something, it's usually pretty easy to just dip down there and visit Fiesta Texas. The same thing goes for SeaWorld San Antonio. I really want to visit SeaWorld San Antonio a little bit more, but I might only get 3 or 4 park days in 2026 at SeaWorld at San Antonio, so we'll just see where that goes. Also, here in Austin, there's a new theme park called COTALand. I'll definitely be making a visit to COTALand. They've got some cool roller coasters over there. Circuit Breaker looks really cool. I'm excited to get some rides on that. And I'm also going to be visiting Six Flags Over Texas. I'm trying to get at least 3 visits to Over Texas in 2026. And I think I might want to try to go to the opening day when they open Tormenta Rampaging Run. I know that's going to be like a crazy day at the park, but let me know down in the comments if you're planning on going to Six Flags Over Texas for opening day of Tormenta. It's going to be crazy. Tons of people are going to be there, but I think I want to check it out. Also, if I'm up in the Dallas area and I've got a little extra time, I might just slip on up to Oklahoma City and visit Frontier City, Six Flags. It's a little Six Flags park up there. So that kind of pretty much breaks down my 2026 plans for roller coasters. So what are some of the parks that you want to try to visit in 2026? 2026 is going to be kind of a big deal. If you watched my 2025 recap video, you know that 2025 was kind of a crazy year for me. I did a lot of cool things. I rode a ton of roller coasters. I had so much fun, but I also said in that video, you know, some people were telling me last year that I was having the time of my life. Like, oh, that's the trip of a lifetime. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm having a great time. I'm having so much fun. But I hope this isn't the time of my life or the trip of my lifetime. I hope it only gets bigger and better from here. So that's my goal for 2026. Go out, do bigger things, do more coasters, more parks, more states, more baseball games, more fun, more experiences, more life. I'm out here doing all of this because it makes me feel alive, and I love doing it, and it's so much fun. I know this is a whole lot of plans for 2026, and not everybody can do this, but I am blessed with the opportunity to be able to travel like this. And you know, it's not easy, it's kind of hard, but I feel like I can plan it and do it in a way, and I'm getting better at planning travel and doing it within my budget. And it's made me realize that I can get out there and do these things. And some of these things seemed impossible a year or two ago, but I can go out there and do it now. And along the way, I'm gonna review a lot of theme parks. I'm gonna review a lot of roller coasters. I'm gonna come back in here and tell you everything that I think about those roller coasters and those theme parks. And hopefully I can provide you with some useful information on your travels and on your roller coaster journey. So if you wanna follow me on all of my 2026 adventures, hear what I think about roller coasters, see my reviews on theme parks, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Obviously, lots of things are coming up. Thank you for watching Coaster Kurt's commentary, and don't forget to enjoy the ride. Hey, wait, just 1 second before you go away. Hit that like button. It really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. Hey, you still there? Yeah, okay, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell. Love ya, see you later. Then we're gonna go up to Montreal in Quebec, Canada to visit La Ronde. La Ronde. How do you say it? How do you say La Ronde? La Ronde, La Ronde, La Ronde, La Ronde. I don't know. Then from La Ronde in Montreal, I'm gonna go way over to Toronto. Toronto. I don't know, my Canadian friend told me I was pronouncing Toronto wrong, so Toronto. Then from La Ronde in Montreal, I'm gonna visit Toronto and go to Canada's Wonderland.